So something that I've been wanting to look at for a long time now is the fixing of these side skirts. Something that's annoyed me for a long time is the fact that you can see a gap through here, and it's always been there since I've had the car. So I thought today we'd have a look, see if we could take them off, refix them back on, and see actually what's involved in refitting or fitting, if you've not got them in the first place, these side skirts. So obviously at the minute mine are filthy, so the first thing I'm going to do is just give them a good washing over. Okay, so that's a bit better, but obviously I don't want to be laying down on the soaking wet floor. So today we've got the gazebo up again. So what I'm going to do is just pull the car back into this bit, and then what we're going to do is lift the car up. We'll get it up on the jack stands so that we can really get underneath it and see exactly what's going on. Okay, great, there we go. So we're underneath the gazebo nicely now. We've got the car up in the air, nicely on the axle stands. Obviously you can see the chucks underneath the wheels over there, same front and back. It's all chucked in, handbrakes on nicely, so we're all good to go. So coming underneath the car, first thing we're going to look at is for obvious fixings. So I think we can see just in here, we've got, if I just come forward, kind of one of these clips. It looks like where it's one of these pins where the centre bit comes down and then the whole clip comes away. And looking around underneath the rest of the car, I think there's some more of them as well. There's another one there that you can see coming along even back further. There's another, and it's the same story basically all the way along to the front. So what I'm going to do is just work along, just maybe front to back or back to front, whichever way, and just release all of those clips in turn. Okay, great. So with the first one out, we can see by putting this kind of section forward, what it does, it removes the pin out of this kind of inner bit here, which splays out these bits, just like a raw plug, a traditional screw and raw plug setup. Okay, great. So we've got all of them out. There were 7 in the end. So there's 4 kind of from this end that I've got, and another 3 just on the floor over there. So that's all 7 of those off. Looking underneath, obviously we can see now where they're come out of. I can't see anything more particularly obvious that's holding the skirt on. So what I'll do, I'll just run up, just have a quick check. It might be that it's just all that dirt that's holding it in place. But it's worse as it kind of goes towards the front of the car, because I'm guessing from the rear wheel, or from the front wheel rather, just where it comes along, it's just going to fling up a load of dirt all the way underneath here. So I'll just have a quick check, see if I can find anything obvious. And in actual fact, we can see there all the stone chips and everything just on that rear bit of panelling there, or just on that bit of panelling there. We need to give that some attention. It's just got a little bit of rust there. So obviously the plastic, it's not so much of a problem, but on the metal where the stones have been hitting that, what I'm going to need to do is treat that at some stage. So I'm guessing that's going to be another video soon. Okay, having had a look and given it a wiggle, it feels like there's something holding on, something around here, maybe just along this line up here. You can see as I move it, it kind of seems to be fixing on here. I can't see anything obvious. I'm guessing probably what I should do is just have a quick look down the gap here so that I can see if there's anything that I can fathom out from there. I'm not sure whether or not the whole thing might need to slide up or down, so I'll just have a quick look at that now. Okay, so looking really close in, just in that gap, what we can actually see, we can see a clip there that's holding it in. So it just looks like one of the ones, just one of the normal panel clips. So I'm guessing there's going to be a row of them along there. So what we're going to need to do is get one of those panel removal tools, and hopefully the reason that it's not in properly and there's this big gap, you can see my hand underneath there, it might be just because these panel clips aren't in properly, and just simply by pushing it in a lot better might resolve that. Okay, so I'm about this far along now, and it seems to be very loose. So it seems to be that it's just about to come off. So what I'm going to do before I get to the end and have it drop down and kind of put too much pressure on one clip, I'm just actually going to use the trolley jack, just bring this over here and just support this end just so it doesn't drop down. Okay, brilliant. So with that just holding that there, hopefully that should prevent it falling down. So what I can do now is just carry on and get these last couple out here. Okay, brilliant. Come away with a little bit of pressure there, obviously, but we've got it away. So that is now the side skirt off. Okay, great. So there we go. So now we can see exactly what we've got. So we can see the amount of dirt in there. In actual fact, it weighs so much. The amount of dirt that's in there, it's really quite heavy. Okay, and looking at the state of it as well, underneath where the side skirt's been, it's absolutely disgusting. So we're really going to need to clean that up. So obviously now is going to be a great time to clean that up, get it all back to nice and fresh. And obviously we know that when we're going to put the side skirt back on, it's going to be as clean as possible. Okay, so that's looking a whole lot better now. It's a whole lot cleaner, it's a whole lot lighter as well. I can't believe how heavy it was, how heavy that dirt really was. We can see the clips here. Unfortunately, we did actually break one just there. So I might see about ordering some more on Amazon or something like that and getting them back through. They feel pretty brittle, to be fair. When I was taking them off, they were kind of really clicking, and I was conscious about them cracking. But what I'm going to do is just take a measurement of them, make sure that we know exactly what size they are, and then I can make sure that I order the right ones. So we'll also look at as well the fixings for where they go in to the body up here. So we can see, obviously what I'm going to do is make sure that I'll give this a good clean down as well. But we'll just have a look to see exactly what size these holes are. I'm guessing if you haven't got the side skirts, you're going to need to probably make these holes to allow those clips to go in. Looking at these, they look to be a 7mm hole. So yeah, 7mm. You just about see that there, hopefully. If we look at one just down here, that they are, yep, 7mm to the outside as such. I'm guessing they're just going to be ever so a bit slightly bigger because they need to go in. Okay, and then the outside, just on the full outside of that bit there, we're talking about 17mm. If we want to check the height of it as well, just looking at that, I think we seem to be, where are we there, about 10mm, is that? About 10mm. So we're looking at 7x10, so that's going to be useful when it comes to ordering them soon. So I think the next thing we need to do is just make sure that we really clean down this seal. Okay, so that's looking a whole lot better from front to back. Underneath as well, I did all as far underneath as it could go. It doesn't look particularly clean, I think it's just a reflection of the driveway, but it is clean. I might give it a little polish maybe, perhaps, before we skirt it back on, but it is clean. What I also wanted to look at was these clips as well, the retaining ones, just to get a dimension of these. You can see this one as an example, kind of where it's splayed out and where it's pushed out. The dimension of these ones, just at the bottom of that there, is 6mm, and across the top it is, what we've got there, 19, and then the depth wise as well, if we just look at the depth of that, we can see, if I can work out how to work it, we have, what we've got there, 12mm, something like that, about 12mm deep, 12.5, maybe 13. So hopefully what I might do is just order some more of these. I don't need to, they're all fine, so I probably won't, but I think they are the same as loads of other clips inside the car as well, so it might be handy to have some of those spare. Okay, so that's looking a whole lot better now, and what I've done is taken the opportunity just to actually clean further up the doors as well, because all that dirt that was just going to get washed straight back down inside the skirt is now gone. I know the weather's terrible at the minute and all the puddles and stuff, it's just going to get straight back on there, but for me, I know it's going back clean, so I'm really happy. What I thought we'd also do while it's off is just have a look, obviously count these pins. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So if you were going to require them or you wanted to change all your pins, you know you've got 9. But the other thing I wanted to look at as well was just the dimensions, to see exactly what the dimensions are between holes. So I think some of them are a bit different. The first one, for example, just this one at the back, from point to point, we're talking about 20 centimeters exactly. But then as we move up, it increases. So here to the center, we're at 233. And then as we carry on up, the next one here is 238, I think that is. Maybe just 235. Carrying on up, we have a look. The next one is, to be fair, 235 again. And then the next one, a bit difficult because obviously that's the one that I broke, but it looks like 235 again. I'm guessing this one is going to be similar. Looking at it, yep, 235. And the last but one, 235 again. And then the very last one, just behind the front wheel, is 215. Maybe 216, 215, 216. So if you had to drill your own holes in there, that's where you'd need to do it. In terms of the depth or height down from the edge of the sill, I'm not quite sure what that is. Looking at that, we're probably looking at about 23 mil from the edge there down to the center of the hole. So whether that's the same all the way along, it looks pretty much like it is. But you'd obviously need to set that up, get some sort of jig or something, and ping a nice straight line all the way down just to make sure that they're all in alignment. So now it's a whole lot cleaner. I think the next step really is to get the skirt back on. So what we're going to do is just lift it up, push it into place, and get these pins in. What we're going to do, I will order some more just to replace that one. I'll take it off again, but now we know how to take it off. It should be relatively easy. So hopefully it's just going to be a case of lifting it up and knocking it back in. So I'm just going to try line up that end one right at the far end, and then hopefully you can see if I just start here, I click in pretty easy, to be fair. So I'm just going to work along and click them all in. Okay, so look in here right by the middle of the door, we can see we've still got that gap there. So it looks like that clip might have actually failed. Obviously this one just about here, or the next one up, is the one that broke. So by replacing this one, hopefully what that might do is hold it in a lot better. So I will definitely order some more of these clips and get these all replaced. So now then, back under the car, obviously we need to get these clips back in. So we've got our dimensions from these as well, so if we wanted to replace these we could, but for now these are all good. So I'm just going to start at the back here, just off of that back up. You should just push in, there we go, and then we can just push that center middle bit in, and that's now in place. Okay, so there we go, with it all back on, with all those clips back in, everything just given a nice little polish over again, just to really clean it up. Took the liberty of doing a bit more of the door as well, just because, you know, hey, it's fun to clean stuff. So I'm really pleased with it, actually, the way it's come out. I'm much happier that it's clean inside there. Corrosion wise, obviously we need to sort out that bit at some stage over there. Clip wise, obviously I'll get some more ordered up and we can replace these. I won't bore you with doing that, you will know how to do it now. We've got the dimensions as well. But for now, hopefully that's been useful. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like down below. If you haven't done so already, remember to hit subscribe coming up here now. Like I always say, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos. It really means a lot to me. So for now, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.